Marisa Ramirez-Ramos, Fire and Life Safety Education Specialist for the Mesa Fire Department. Welcome to What's on Fire. In this edition, we'll talk about carbon monoxide and how to heat your home safely and avoid its dangers. And our Public Information Officer, Forrest Smith, will show us how to cook safely this holiday season. But first, let's talk about the winter freeze and how routine maintenance of your furnace and chimney can keep you warm, cozy, and safe. Let's head inside to talk to a professional chimney sweep. I'm here with George Smith of Honest Abe's, a chimney cleaning company, to discuss the proper use and safe maintenance of your fireplace. George, thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure.
So let's talk a little bit about how often and how important it is to get your fireplace cleaned.
Really for the how often part, it's probably the most common question I get. Really the best rule of thumb is after every full quart of wood, or after every 40 Duraflame logs.
And how important is it for me not to get my vacuum and a scrub brush and try to do this myself, but call a qualified professional?
Yeah, absolutely. You need to have the right tools for the job or you will make a very big mess. You can't just use a regular vacuum cleaner. It will shoot dust everywhere all over your house.
Sounds like you've probably seen some of those situations.
I have once or twice.
So let's talk about some of the tools and techniques that you have to use.
Really, it's pretty straightforward. You've got your chimney cleaning rod with your brush on there, and then literally shove it up the chimney to clean it. But you have to have the right equipment. So these are flexible rods that allow me to get around the damper door, clean the entire smoke chamber completely. If you're doing it from the top down, which is kind of the old-fashioned way, there's a upside down portion inside the chimney. It looks like an upside down martini glass, so it goes like that, and then the chimney flue goes up. So you can't clean that if you're coming down with a rigid rod. You can't clean that possibly from the top. So that's why you want to ask, how are they cleaning your fireplace? If you're looking for a sweep, make sure they're cleaning it from the bottom up. It's the safest way to get it done. You can control the soot flow, make sure that they're not going to get soot everywhere, and it cleans the chimney completely.
Okay. And what are some other things about actually building the fire and what we're putting in there that would be important for us to consider?
You want to make sure that you have your grate pushed all the way to the back.
Okay.
Ideally, just use wood. If you're going to use Duraflames, that's fine. Just one at a time, though. Also, you don't want to burn any kind of paper. That's slick paper, so wrapping paper, cardboard boxes, anything that's treated with chemicals is no good for your fireplace. And especially after Christmas, no Christmas trees.
Sounds like you've heard and seen that before, too.
That I have.
Okay, and what are some of the safety devices that we can put in place or use?
Really most important is to have a proper chimney cap, also called spark arrestor, but either one, as the name indicates, it arrests sparks so they don't travel from your chimney to your roof or somebody else's roof.
Okay.
In addition to that, while you're looking at the top of the chimney, if you make sure you don't have any tree branches that are hanging over it within 15 feet, and also if you've got a tree like a pine or something that's going to drop needles, you want to make sure you get up on your roof and clear around the chimney as well.
Okay, so before our first use, it would be really important when we're opening that up.
Check all that out.
Make sure there's no debris.
Right.
Okay, perfect. And what are some other things? Like I see here we have decorations and, I'm sure there's situations where people are hanging things way too close.
This part is fine, and these are obviously for hanging socks on. Take them down if you're going to have a fire.
Okay, perfect. So for the holiday season, it's great to have our decorations up, but always remembering to kind of remove everything or take it away when we're going to actually use
clear the area around the firebox so you don't unintentionally light something on fire.
Okay, and we should probably wait until all of that cools before we would take it out. What would be the proper way to take our ashes or remove them?
You need to have a steel bucket with a steel lid as well. And then make sure once you remove all the ashes, and because there may be embers in there still, you bring it outside and make sure it's away from your structure of your house or any storage buildings.
I also, in doing some research, read that you shouldn't keep it burning, let's say, when you go to bed. I'm sure it's nice and warm and cozy, but you should make sure that it's completely out.
Right, you want it dead out before you go to sleep, because you never know. A spark could pop out of there, light your living room on fire, you have no idea you're in bed. So
Okay, and earlier we were talking about the special equipment that you use, and I know you were mentioning that this might look like a shop vac, but you actually have some
But it's
special
not.
things.
Yeah, absolutely. The right equipment for the job, as always. That vacuum, even though it is a shop vac, has $100 worth of filters in there that keep me from putting soot all over your house.
Okay.
So it's got triple filtration. They're specifically designed for the really fine ash that comes out of the fireplace. Just like the chimney rods, this one rod is $65. So, and I need at least 10 of those in there to do the job. So it's, you have to have the right tools for the job, and the equipment is expensive, so you can't just use, you know, a fan duster to clean your chimney.
Yeah. Okay, so it really sounds like the key points here are when we're using it, to use it according to the manufacturer's recommendations, not overbuilding that fire or adding inappropriate things, and then making sure that we keep up that maintenance by having a qualified professional come out.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to add and, you know, remind our viewers about the fireplace?
Yeah, actually a statistic that you should remember. There's a chimney fire every 20 minutes in the U.S. So if you're not sure if your chimney is cleaned, get it done anyway.
Sure.
Better
And I
safe
would
than
think,
sorry.
especially it's important when you're moving into a home and, you know, maybe it's been previously occupied, that, you know, you're not really sure of the condition or when it was last cleaned.
Absolutely. That's why you want to have someone that's professional come out, take a look at it, make sure that it's safe for you to burn before you have an issue.
George, thanks so much for being here today. I learned a lot from you, and I definitely won't attempt to clean my fireplace on my own.
Great.
Coming up, Forrest will show us some safe cooking techniques to keep our holidays safe and injury-free. Stay tuned.